All right, guys. I am drowning in alcohol and sorrow. I am eating way too many Tasty Cake powdered mini donuts. These are delicious. This is almost like having sex right now with the way I'm feeling at the moment. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are 3-4. They could not close out a game where they were leading 17-0 heading into the fourth quarter. The running backs today, 21 carries for 55 yards, a measly 2.62 yards per tote. In the fourth quarter, Doug Pederson called 13 passes and 1 run. No faith in the running backs, not only because they couldn't generate yardage on the ground, but because even the fumbles. Wendell Smallwood has fumbled in recent weeks. Corey Clement fumbled today, even though the Eagles got it back. It was an ugly fourth quarter. You think back to last year. What would have happened? You had a bowling ball in LeGarrette Blount. The perfect game that I think about is the way that they closed out that Chargers game. The last 6 minutes and 44 seconds, they take off the clock. LeGarrette Blount, 16 carries for 136 yards in that game. And when the Eagles needed to run the clock out, here's what he did on his final 3 carries of the game. 3 yards on first down, 6 yards to set up a 3rd and 1, 15 yards to close the game out for Philly. The Blount train. Choo, choo. Not the J train, the Blount train. And Jay Ajayi's out, so you got Corey Clement, who's just kind of not being what I thought he'd be right at the moment. Wendell Smallwood just couldn't do it today. The guy that looked like he should have gotten more carries was Josh Adams, but that's a video for, I guess, tomorrow. So the way that the Panthers are, the way that they go sideline to sideline, the Eagles were just not going to run on them in the fourth quarter. Smallwood and Clement, Luke Kuechly, and you got Shaq Thompson there and Thomas Davis. I mean, they fly. Even though they're allowing 4.6 yards per carry coming in, the Eagles' running game just couldn't get anything going. And I know a lot of people are pissed off about Doug Pederson not running the ball. Well, if you would have ran the ball, I mean, when it was predictable last week, they weren't running the ball in the fourth quarter either against the Giants. Everything was like a yard. 2 yards was like the maximum. So if you tried running the ball in the fourth quarter with Wendell Smallwood, okay, what are you going to get? 2 yards on first down, a yard on second down, so you'd have a 3rd and 7. You're behind the sticks. You're behind the game. You're behind the 8 ball. That's not where you want to be. And in today's NFL, 17 points is nothing. It's nothing. They came back in a blink, just like that. But why I was talking about LeGarrette Blount, the Eagles of 2017 would have never allowed the Panthers to have three possessions in the fourth quarter. That would have never happened. Because the Eagles, like I referenced in that Chargers game, the final 6 minutes, 44 seconds, they take off the clock to win the football game. If you had a 6-minute 44 drive in this game, in the fourth quarter, you would have won a game. But you just don't have that luxury right now with the running backs that you have. That's why you need to get Le'Veon Bell into Philadelphia immediately. Okay? That's another video too. It's becoming self-explanatory at this point. Le'Veon Bell would have helped close you the game today. Doug Pederson would have ran the ball with Le'Veon Bell. So 13 passes, 1 run. Out of the first 9 passes, the first 2 possessions after the Panthers made it 17-6. So this first possession here, 6 plays, all of them passes, and 4 of them were screens. This was the issue I had when they threw the ball. Because all game, they were getting chunks in the intermediate levels with Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz. And they went away from that in the fourth quarter. They started going to the screen game. And that plays to Carolina's advantage the way that the linebackers roam sideline to sideline. screen game. I mean, Luke Kuechly was all over it in the fourth quarter. So the first play, yeah, it went for 5 yards to Clement on a screen. So you had a 2nd and 5. You're ahead in the chains. And then you have Jeffrey for a 2-yard gain. So 3rd and 3, they get 15 with Ertz. But then they get behind the sticks with a screen, a flip to Aguilar for a loss of 1. Kuechly was in on that. Then he had a sack, and then 3rd and 18, you're behind and you're punting. Second possession, first play, another screen, flip to the left, 2 yards. Then a screen to Smallwood, 2nd and 8. That's a loss of 2. And then 3rd and 10, and that's the play that Bradbury had the pass breakup where he was able to make up on Jeffrey, who beat him off the release, but got his hand in the way when he tried catching the ball, and it was incomplete. And then just like that, bing, bang, boom, it's 21-17. In today's NFL, like the logic of running the ball in the fourth quarter, it's a little bit different now. You still have to keep your pedal to the metal in some ways, especially early in the fourth, I think. Like a 17-0 lead. They essentially ran the ball with the screens. I mean, all these plays were completions. They stayed in balance. They were draining the clock, but they were still getting behind the sticks. They got away from what was successful in the first 3 quarters. But then on the last drive, I mean, even that drive, that's when the offensive line started struggling. They were giving up pressure. And, Wentz misses Smallwood in the left flat. Eagles lose this football game. So there you go. What do you think, Kyle?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely atrocious.
So let's bring Kyle in on the conversation because he's drowning in what is this you're drowning in here? That's
Sunday.
ice cream.
Sunday.
Oh, I'm gonna need one of those. Oh, I might put some mini donuts in a. Oh yeah. Oh, some sugar is nice when you're feeling depressed.
It does. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps the pain.
So the reason why I'm bringing as this is Sammy Watkins for a big gain. Wow. Yeah, wow's right. That's a big gain down the left sideline. So we bring Kyle into the conversation because he is a Jaguars fan, and the Jaguars look even worse than the Eagles.
They look absolutely atrocious, Adrian. They don't look like the same team that was 4 minutes away from going against.
I can't believe it. It's the biggest shock to me for this year because I was on the Jaguars bandwagon.
And it's just been so long since they've been good. I went through like 10 to 12 years of just mediocrity, garbage, being, completely, enthralled with losing, which is awful, which that shouldn't be. But you look at it, they lose Leonard Fournette, big part of the offense that was detrimental. Blake Bortles is not good.
Oh,
that is a clear
today.
sign, and they had to. There's been no competition to light a fire up under his ass, so he didn't really care.
Yeah.
So to go along with that, the defense is on the field way too much. I think they've lost their swagger. They have lost all hope and faith in the offense because they have to do everything.
Yep.
And they're soft. I think the defensive coordinator needs to go. It's just looking very, very bad. And I was looking forward to this matchup coming up next week.
This game is now just like, ew. I don't see how. See, it's funny. It's like I don't think the Jags are going to put up much of a fight, but I thought that was going to happen with Tennessee, and look what happened. So at this point, like anything's possible. Maybe they make Blake Bortles look like fucking Joe Montana this week, which is what they do with Marcus Mariota. I mean, Mariota goes for 344, and then like his other weeks, he can't even get to 200 yards. So and then you look at this situation, it's like you didn't think the Titans had any receivers. It was like Corey Davis show. Well, what do you have in Jacksonville, really?
They have nothing. It's a bunch of young guys.
It's like Moncrief and, oh, my God.
You've got Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole. Yeah, exactly.
D.D. Westbrook.
D.D. Westbrook. It's a bunch of, like, just
Right, exactly. I like the young receiver they got this year in the draft and D.J. Chark, but he's not going to make a big
D.J.
impact.
Chark, yeah.
They've got no tight end. T.J. Yeldon is a nice complimentary back, but making a trade for Carlos Hyde was big.
Yeah,
because they want to get back to being smash.
They'll get him going next week, and he'll play in London, I'm sure. And right now it's just I look at the way the Jags play. They like to primarily run the ball, And that just fits what the Eagles like to do defensively. I mean, you're not going to run much on them.
No, you're not.
I don't see how the Jags are going to put up much of a fight, but like,
if they can get Carlos going, they like to run a lot of slant routes, a lot of give and goes in the middle of the field, which can torch the defense of the Eagles. You know, but if they don't get that run game going, they have nothing because Blake Bortles can't even hit how close me and you are sitting right now.
Yeah,
he can't even complete a pass.
Whew. So I ask you this question, just one more question before we depart on the video. What's the advantage of playing in London if you're Jacksonville?
It's like a home game.
Do the fans come?
The fans come. They have a huge following out there because they've been playing out there for about 5 years plus. When they were not good, they were blacked out over here in the U.S.
Because the Eagles fans are going to be coming. I'm telling you right now.
It might be split, you know, but maybe it's like a home game
might
because
be.
they've never been there.
Eagles fans might. Well, I'm curious to see what this is actually going to be now. Now that we're having this conversation, is it going to be 50-50? Is it going to be 60-40 Eagles? I'm curious. I'm thinking it's going to be 60-40 Eagles.
They travel good, the fans do, but the Eagles never played over in London. Jags know what to do.
That's why I think the Eagles fans are going to flock. Like the true loyal fans are going to flock over there. The ones that have the money. They'll go over there.
Hey, it could be exciting. It sucks that we have to wake up at 9:30 to watch the game.
Yeah,
but
that's okay. We'll get up for it.
You know, we'll see what happens. I'm excited. We didn't expect our teams to be 3-4 coming into Week 8.
Yeah,
we anticipated this to be a high match of great defense versus a really great offense. You're coming off a Super Bowl. My team's coming off that 4-minute loss that I'm still never going to let go of. We were 4 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So what do you got? Is that Frosted Flakes there on the top of that?
No. It's a sugar cone that I crushed up.
Oh.
Sprinkle that on top.
And is that what do you got there? Little mint chocolate chip with?
Yeah, cherries.
Is that what whipped cream?
And whipped cream. Yep.
Oh my God.
And Kareem Hunt just scored another touchdown.
Oh, what a son of a bitch. My opponents have Kareem Hunt. Yeah. All right. We end this video here as I keep drowning in mini donuts and ice cream. Yeah. We need Le'Veon Bell.
Go get him, Howie.
Get it done, Howie Roseman. Ring the bell!